Chapter 21. If your king has sent me presents, I am also the king, and this is my land. 8 days I will stay to receive them. Your father, Captain Newport, is to come to me, not I to him, nor yet to your fort. Neither will I bite at such a bait. Chief Powhatan quoted in William Symonds' The Proceedings. It is morning when I see Wahunsonacook, the great Powhatan, for the first time. He is tall and imposing, strong and regal. He wears a necklace of a large piece of copper and many strings of beads. If copper and beads are the Powhatan gold and jewels, then he must truly be wealthy. Captain Smith delivers his message. Will the great chief come to Jamestown to receive the gifts from King James? I see immediately that Captain Smith was right. An emperor should not be invited to come to another town to receive gifts. Chief Powhatan's eyes flashed with anger. Your king has sent me presents, he demands. I am a king, and this is my land. He slays his arms and fingers to show this is all his land. I will wait here 8 days to receive the gifts. Captain Newport is to come to me, not I to him. On the hike back to Jamestown, Captain Smith stomps his anger into the woodland path. They know nothing, he shouts. Those Virginia Company investors sit in their velvet chairs and dream up what they want to accomplish here. They know nothing of the reality of what it is here, and they're going to get us killed. They are idiots. I keep my eyes on the ground, and the soldiers do the same. None of us wants to say a word to Captain Smith when he is this angry. Who ever heard of making an emperor into a prince? He continues. Yet that is what they are trying to do. He kicks a fallen branch out of his way. No good will come of this. Mark my words, no good at all. Back in Jamestown, Captain Smith delivers Chief Powhatan's message. Captain Newport frowns, but he is still determined to obey the orders of the Virginia Company. Chief Powhatan must be crowned a prince under King James. Captain Newport says he will travel to Werowocomoco to accomplish this task. Although the trip is only 12 miles across the land, it is much longer by boat. Powhatan's gifts, an English bed, furniture, a copper pot, a wash basin and pitcher, a red cloak, shoes, and that troublesome crown, are loaded into the barge for the 100-mile trip down the James River, or the Powhatan River, depending on who you are talking to, in the Chesapeake Bay and up the Pamunkey River to Werowocomoco. Captain Newport and his men return from the coronation a week later. Captain Smith does not even ask them how it went. He is still fuming. The soldiers who were there tell us the story. Chief Powhatan was asked to kneel to receive his crown. He pretended not to understand. Captain Newport demonstrated the kneeling over and over again until he looked like a marionette on strings, and people began to snicker. Still, Chief Powhatan acted as if he did not understand. He absolutely would not kneel. Captain Smith nods smugly when he hears this. He understood perfectly, he says, and he refused to lower himself. Finally, Captain Newport ordered 2 soldiers to push down hard on Chief Powhatan's shoulders. This made the chief take one quick, tripping step, and in that moment they placed the crown on his head. Then they shot off a round of musket fire to celebrate. Chief Powhatan was now officially a subject of King James I of England. He is happy with his new position, Captain Newport says. He gave me his mantle as a gift in return. But another soldier fills in the rest. He gave us the mantle, and it is a beauty, because he really liked the bed and wash basin, copper pot, and whatnot. But do you know what else he gave Captain Newport? A pair of worn-out, sweaty, smelly old moccasins. I bet he spit in them, too. That's what he thinks of the crown. Let me tell you, Chief Powhatan is a proud emperor. He does not want to be a prince under our King James. Especially not after he has heard from Namontack that King James is a short, flabby, weak man with no teeth and the strongest body odor in London. I have a bad feeling in the pit of my stomach. It has all been a big mistake, a mistake we cannot undo. What will happen now? I ask Captain Smith. Trouble, he says, his anger smoldering. Trouble that we will have to bear, while the fools who gave these orders sit in their comfortable homes in London, and while Captain Newport sails safely back to England. Chapter 23. What will it avail you to take that by force you may quickly have by love? or to destroy them that provide you food? What can you get by war when we can hide our provisions and fly to the woods, whereby you must famish by wronging us, your friends? Chief Powhatan quoted in William Symonds' The Proceedings. If trouble can multiply like rats in grain, then that is what our troubles do in 1609. By midsummer, Captain Smith sends word to the Royskoyak village that we are to return to Jamestown. A ship has arrived, so there is food. There is also much work to be done. We need to build houses for the new colonists. When I get to Jamestown, I am stunned by what I see. The Virginia Company has sent not only men, but families with women and children. Richard and I watch as two women meet in front of a cabin to talk for a moment. One holds a baby on her hip. The other has a little boy of 4 or 5 clinging to her skirts. I shake my head. How could they do this? I wonder out loud to Richard. It must be because no one is allowed to say anything bad about Jamestown in their letters back home, says Richard. I nod. The Virginia Company lies to them about how it is paradise here and how they will find mountains of gold, and they believe the lies. The little boy sees us and grins around the thumb he has stuck in his mouth. I wonder if he will live through the winter. It is strange for me to be living with the Englishmen again, instead of the Waskoyaks. Not even Namontack is with us anymore. It is hard to get used to eating only at mealtimes, and having my food rationed again. I cut the long side of my hair and go back to wearing English clothes. I keep my bow, arrows, and moccasins in a corner of my cabin, but I still wear the buckskin carrying pouch with my knife inside hanging at my waist. Some nights I dream that I am back in the Waskoyak village, or hunting with Kainta and Namontack in a quiet, snow-filled forest. It is good to see Anne and John Layden again. When I first see Anne, my jaw drops, and I think John must have been giving her all of his food rations along with her own, because she is very big around the middle. Richard sees my mouth open and elbows me so that I shut it before Anne sees. She's going to have a baby, he whispers. I blush at my ignorance. I'm glad Richard warned me before I said something to embarrass her. The ships keep arriving. The rumor is that the Virginia Company is tired of sending a few colonists and having most of them die off. So they are sending a lot, and women too, so that if many die, the colony will still survive. By summer's end, we have nearly 500 colonists to feed and house. We also have horses, cows, goats, sheep, more hogs, more chickens, and more dogs and cats. There is hardly any room to step without landing on someone's foot, a squawking chicken, or a pile of cow dung. We cannot get the houses built fast enough, and we are crammed together almost the way we were in the 'tween deck of the Susan Constant. Arguments flare up nearly every day. The ships have also brought us back Captain Archer and Captain Ratcliffe. They make no secret of the fact that they hate Captain Smith and want to be rid of him. There is a new charter, they say, sent by the Virginia Company. The charter says instead of a president and a council, we will have one governor to rule us. That governor is, for now, Sir Thomas Gates. Then, next year, Sir Thomas West, Lord de la Warr, will arrive to become our Lord Governor and Captain General. Sir Thomas Gates is on his way to Jamestown on the flagship, the Sea Venture. Step down from your office as president, they order Captain Smith. Captain Smith demands to see this new charter. Captain Ratcliffe folds his arms over his chest. It is on the Sea Venture, with Sir Thomas Gates, he says. You will see it soon enough. But the days go by and the Sea Venture does not arrive. Captain Smith insists he is still our president. Now I see what it means that power is like weights in a balance, and that when someone gains power, someone else loses power. This Sir Thomas Gates, our new governor, has gained power, even though he is still somewhere out at sea. And so Captain Smith has lost power. The new colonists do not respect him. When he tries to explain our delicate relationship with the Indians, how we trade and work to keep a fragile peace, they scoff at him. Those savages will understand the power in a musket. That's all they need to know, they say. The day I see smoke rising over the treetops, I know something has gone terribly wrong. 2 of the new settlers come straggling in the fort, dragging wooden clubs, their faces smudged with soot. Did you see the savage's expression when I lit up his house? One man asks the other. He makes a mock terrified face and makes a few running steps as if trying to escape something. Ha! And look at this, the other man says. I found it in a house with a bunch of bones, as if the dead men could take it all with them. He pours out the contents of a sack. Necklaces of shiny beads, copper, and tiny beautiful shells go scattering all over the ground. I stare in horror. They have robbed the Indians' temples, taken the jewels from the bodies of their dead werewolves, set their houses on fire? How many do you think were killed? One is asking the other, holding up his club and examining it. My legs go weak. The club is stained with blood. I don't try to hear the answer, but run to Captain Smith's cabin. My throat is tight with rage, but I choke out the words. The new settlers, I say. They're killing and burning. Captain Smith marches to where the two men are still gloating, telling of their escapades to anyone who will listen. Captain Smith's glowering eyes silence the men at once. He demands to hear it all, and the men sheepishly give a full account. A group of our colonists have burned the natives' houses, stolen from their gardens, robbed valuables from their temples, beat the people with clubs, and shot them with their muskets. The natives have become furious and killed some of our colonists, and so the Englishmen feel they have the right to do more killing and burning and stealing. I want to shout at them. How could they do this? They didn't care that the natives had saved us from starvation over and over again. They don't care that the chief Powhatan himself saved us from freezing and hunger when our houses burned. They have no hearts, only pride and a feeling that they are superior. They say the natives are savages, but in truth, these Englishmen are the savages. Captain Smith is as angry as I am. Are you trying to start an all-out war with the natives? He shouts. With 10,000 of them and a few hundred of us? Are you insane? I can see it in his eyes, the fury and the rage. He wants to punch something, beat someone's face in, punish the men who have done this. Then I see him do the same thing he did so long ago on the ship the day Master Wingfield ordered him arrested. He narrows his eyes. He must be focusing his anger, I think. He is devising a plan to try to change all of this. I will go up the river and talk to the tribes these men have wronged, he says. I will work to make peace again. If I do not, it could be the end of our settlement. Captain Smith gathers a few men to sail upriver with him in the shallop. He chooses several men who have been here since the beginning. The two of the new settlers, both gentlemen, tell them how much they want to help make peace with the Powhatans. They badger Captain Smith to take them along. Finally, he relents. I think these two gentlemen just want to get away from the crowded fort and go exploring. Then a new thought strikes me. What if they are not just bored young men who want an adventure? What if they are under the influence of Captain Radcliffe, Captain Archer, and the others who hate Captain Smith? What if they plan to do them harm? The morning they leave, I watch the shallop sail away. There are 6 of them in the boat, and I am glad to see that 3 of the men are Captain Smith's trusted friends. Still, the uneasy feeling does not leave me.